Why F1 champ Max Verstappen is dumping lucky number 33 in 2022. Max Verstappen will return the number 1 to Formula One's grid in 2022 after electing to sport the number on his 2022 Red Bull machine reserved for the world champion. It'll be the first time it has featured on Formula One's entry list since 2014. Verstappen's decision sheds some light on Formula One's numbering system that has evolved through the generations. After a lack of consistency race by race during Formula One's first 2 decades, a permanent system was introduced for 1974, with each team assigned 2 consecutive numbers, aside from the superstitiously unlucky 13, based on the 1973 classification. Teams only changed numbers if their driver won the championship, with their predecessors taking the pair of numbers that they had vacated. The champion ran number 1, but in 1974 honour was bestowed on title-less Ronnie Peterson since 1973 champion Sir Jackie Stewart had retired. When the situation arose again, in 1993 and 1994 when champions Nigel Mansell and Alain Prost respectively did not defend their titles, Williams was issued number 0, run in both years by Damon Hill, and the number 1 went unused. The number 1 was used once more by a non-champion, John Watson, when he filled in for the injured Niki Lauda at the 1985 European GP. That system was altered in 1996 when each season's numbers were determined by the order of the previous year's championship. The champions ran number 1 and number 2, the second best team number 3 and number 4, and so on. The methodical system was overhauled once more in 2014, when personal numbers were introduced. Each driver chose a number between number 2 and number 99, with number 1 reserved for the world champion, to run on their car. A personal number is reserved for 2 years after a driver's last start, while the champion's personal number is protected if they run number 1. Practice-only drivers, all 8 stand-in drivers, are usually allocated a team's reserve number. Sebastian Vettel sported number 1 in 2014, but Lewis Hamilton elected to retain his personal number 44 for each of his subsequent 6 title-defending campaigns, in 2015-16, and 2018-21. He ran number 1 for a single practice session in 2018, after winning the title, but solely for marketing purposes. The only interloper during Hamilton's streak, Nico Rosberg, retired 5 days into his reign and did not defend his crown in 2017. Verstappen has become synonymous with number 33 since his debut in 2015, with the number prominent on his merchandise, and Bahrain 2022 will be his first race in Formula One using a different number. However, he initially wanted number 3, which had already been taken by Daniel Ricciardo. The Australian selected number 3 as a nod to his hero, NASCAR icon Dale Earnhardt. Verstappen thus went for double 3 instead. There are stories up and down the grid, and several of them date back to karting or junior formula. Hamilton's father's road car had the license plate F44, and upon needing a number to enter a kart race they swiftly selected it, and success flowed. Junior success-inspiring numbers accounted for Sebastian Vettel, Sergio Perez, Lance Stroll, Esteban Ocon, George Russell, and Pierre Gasly. Some had to compromise. Yuki Tsunoda wanted number 11, but as it was taken by Perez doubled it and wound up with number 22. Charles Leclerc's first 2 choices were gone, so went for number 16. Nikita Mazepin wanted number 99, but as Antonio Giovinazzi used it, he merely chose number 9. Wordplay was involved for Lando Norris and Carlo 555's. Nicolas Latifi's number 6 was inspired by the colloquial nickname for hometown Toronto, while Mick Schumacher's number 47 came after adding the birth dates of family members. Fans also pointed out the onomatopoeic for 7, in a nod to Father Michael, who won 7 titles. Valtteri Bottas chose number 77 simply because he liked it, while the returning Alexander Albon picked number 23, joking it was half 46. The the number associated with his hero, MotoGP legend Valentino Rossi. This year's sole rookie Guan Yu Zhou selected number 24 as a tribute to late NBA icon Kobe Bryant, who adorned the number on his shirt for a decade at the LA Lakers. Several numbers have already been picked twice, despite half remaining unused since 2014, with the lowest unloved number being number 15. One unavailable number is number 17, which was retired in honor of Jules Bianchi, following his tragic death in 2015. Verstappen will be hoping that number 1 brings him as much success as the number 33.